Get you all up. Welcome to our first live of the year. So excited. My goodness, 2020 was such an odd year. Not for me anyway, not in a bad way, but just an odd year. And I'm really excited for what this next year has to offer. Let me make sure that YouTube is
Comments are working.
On YouTube.
I can comment. Well, I can't. I have to sign in.
Hang on one second. Linda. Hi, Linda. If this is the first time you're joining me, I've got a lot of fun planned for us today. I'm just going to say hi for a few minutes to my friends as they log on. Hi, Mel. Mel, I sent your thread cutter out today for participating in the Ugly Sweater Contest. Hi, Linda from Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. I got to get my, hold on, videos up. No. How do I do this? Studio. Sorry, guys. I did a bunch. I messed with y'all. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Deb. Hi, Becky. Hello, Angel. I know about our Featherweight University. We're going back to college. Live. Okay, here. So I want to go here. Oh my goodness. Please work. Please work. It's working. It's working! If you were on YouTube, I can see your comments. Yay! That only took me a few hours. Hi, Renata. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Oh, my goodness. So many people to say hi to. Hi, Faye. And I see Carolyn is on here. And Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. Kathy Klein. Joanne. Nancy from Lake Stevens. I think I saw Bonnie Pelton. Hi, sweetheart. Nancy. Debbie from Kentucky, and Lisa Meadows from Arizona. Hi, Rachel. Rachel on YouTube says, I'm ready to learn. Okay. Well, let's get to the good stuff then. Oh, so many more. Hold on. I'm Soshi. Hi, Soshi. Bridget from Rimrock. Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Happy New Year. Oh my goodness, you guys. I have missed you all. I've been on a small break because my kids were home, and actually one kid is still home. Another one has gone back to Phoenix. He's in till Friday. So I'm still kind of half trying to soak in every moment with him that I can before we ship him back to Hawaii. But I am here and I'm ready to teach, and I was very convicted during the holidays. I was getting a lot of calls and questions and emails. Hi, everybody. That there's a lot of new friends in our Featherweight Club, in our Featherweight community, and in our tribe. And so I really wanted to kind of get back to some basics with the machines here in the new year and just bring everybody up to speed. So if I haven't, hi, Kathleen. Kathleen, I also sent out your... I sent out your thread cutter too for participating in the Ugly Sweater Contest. And Sean, Lori Miller. Hi, Lori Miller. Back to Phoenix. Yes, Geneva, back to Phoenix. All right, so let me just start over now that I've said hi to everybody. So my name is Darlene, and I am the founder of Featherweight Doctor. And my goal in life is to make famous these little machines. I think that they are capable of so much more than what people think of them for. If you are new to the featherweight world, you probably picked one up because you had heard from another quilting friend how great they are with piecework. And I want to paint one. Is it hard? It is a little hard to paint the machines. We can talk about that on a different live because that's a little bit more involved. It's about a 15-hour process to take a machine from black to a new color. So it's a pretty big undertaking. Oh, hi, Elizabeth Sowers. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so with that, I decided to dust off. A couple years ago, we registered a domain called Featherweight University, and I decided to dust it off and to refresh it for 2021. So every Monday in the month of January, we are going to do a small class on basic featherweight usage. These machines are portable, they're lightweight, they're tried and true, and they are world renowned for their straight stitch, which is why quilters love them. But a lot of people are surprised to know that Singer didn't originally create the Featherweight specifically for quilting. In fact, the Featherweight was created for home mending and clothing construction, if you would believe that. So a lot of the bits, pieces, and parts that came with these machines are not necessarily intended for how we use them today. Oh, Sue Ann is on. Hi, baby. Hi, Sue Ann from Idaho. Okay, so I picked up a machine over the weekend. It will be available for purchase probably by the end of the week. And before I get inundated with emails, I do have a small wait list. So if you are looking for a machine and have not been able to find the one you're looking for, you can email the shop at info@featherweightdoctor.com, and I can put you on my list. So this machine that I'm about to talk about is probably spoken for, but I haven't been able to contact the people on my list yet. All right, so I just want to put that out there. It is one of the most complete machines that I have got in a long time. Again, most of the machines come from, hi, Dina from Ohio. Thanks for joining us. A lot of the machines that I get are basically just machines. Their cases, if they even have them, are super deteriorated and stinky. This one came complete, and not only did it come complete, but it came complete with all of its original accessory kit and the other items that would have come from the factory with the machine. So I thought we should kind of dive into it, and I wanted to show you what might have come with your Featherweight, how it would have been used before, and what the modern day equivalent is for it today. So that's kind of the goal for the day. At the end, hi guys. At the end, I want to take a few minutes and just show you, for all you new to the Featherweight world, how to do the threading, and also how to run a bobbin. And I've been specifically asked to show you how to run a bobbin on a school bell because it's a little different than the button bobbin winders that are on most of the Featherweights. So let's get down to it. Beth, Patrick, you are on my list to call. I got a new machine. This might be the one that you're looking for. She's like, wait, what? All right, so let's talk about what this little beauty came with. So this machine is a 1951 Centennial. I picked it up locally. Her name is Rose because that was her original owner's name, and I like to, as much as possible, pass the name on with the machines that I can get as much information about the original owners as I can. So this machine, let's talk about what came with the machine, and then I'll show you the modern day equivalent. So if your machine came complete, let me just, before we go to the low camera, so this is the box that she would have come with. I have to show you guys the cutest little things too. This machine has its original oil can. I mean, come on, how cute. Her original manual, and her original grease tube. I mean, come on, how sweet. So it is fun to find. Also, it has its original foot controller. It had its original accessory box, and I'll show you what's in this little tub of cuteness. It also had its original screwdrivers, which I rarely see this still with it. So these screwdrivers were made by Singer. They are great little things. They're not the best though, because there is a modern day replacement for these that we sell that I think work a little bit better. But just so you know, this is the little screwdriver, flathead screwdriver for adjusting tension on the bobbin casing, and then this is supposed to be a universal flathead screwdriver for all the other flathead screws on the decking of the machine. But again, there is a better modern day replacement for these that we sell on our website. So the other thing that's cute is this little oil can. Oil is sewing machine oil is sewing machine oil is sewing machine oil. It is not special. So if you got this little oil can and it's not super yellowed, you can actually use the sewing machine oil in here if you want. Otherwise, you could just keep it because it's super cute. But there also is a modern day replacement for that, which is just our regular 1 ounce oiler that we carry on our website. It's clear. It's good for the sewing machine. It's good for any sewing machine. It doesn't have to be a Singer Featherweight. You can put it on your puff. You can put it on your Bernina. It's just regular sewing machine oil. Now, the other thing this came with is its original grease tube. If you got one of these with your machine, it is past its shelf life. Do not use the grease that's in this tube to grease the gears and the motor of your Featherweight. It's not good for your Featherweight. This is past its shelf life. There's only a half of a handful of companies across the country that manufacture the right grease. We are one of them. So if you have not changed out or serviced your motor in a long time, or if you're new to the Featherweight, I would highly recommend it. This is the grease that we sell on our website. It's formulated to the right melting point for these vintage motors. You definitely want to replace your grease. Keep this because it's cute. Don't use it. All right, let's get into this. This little beauty came with a buttonholer. Hi, everybody. And so this buttonholer would have a manual. It would have 4 cams. It would have the throat plate, the metal plate to cover the feed dogs for doing buttonholers. So if you have a box that looks like this, it's a vintage buttonholer. They work great. It is a little bit mesmerizing to watch because the shaft on the Featherweight is fixed. And so in order to get that zigzag or that back and forth. Oh, I didn't hear what. Sorry. Siri was talking to me. It actually picks up your fabric and moves it back and forth as opposed to the shaft moving back and forth. So that's kind of fun. So that's what this is. This machine also came with what I call a complete accessory kit. So what that looked like, it has a ruffler. This foot, actually I'm going to go low camera, right? This has a ruffler on it. This is for making little girls' dresses and pleats and ruffles. That's what this big hunky foot is. It also has the multi-slotted bias binder. I actually have used this foot because when I was making my masks, I was doing it with the bias tape, and this is great for using with bias tape. So that's what this foot is. It has the rolled hemmer. I have also used this to finish the edges of some aprons and such. So this is another original accessory that would have come with the machine. This is called the stirring foot. This would have also come with your machine. And it has, actually I know this is unused because it has, in the multi-slotted binding tool was the original factory thing that they showed that they tested it and it worked. Isn't that crazy? That's how this has never been used. The edge stitcher, and this is the adjustable hemmer. So those are the 6 feet that would have come in your original accessory box here, along with your screwdrivers. The other feet that I see often, this is the pin tuck foot for doing the smocking on little girls' dresses or decorative stitching with blouse material. Again, girls, I am not a sewist and I am not a clothing constructor. I'm a master quilter. So this kind of escapes me a little bit, but that's what this is called, is a pin tuck foot. And then this is the zipper foot. This is actually a very, I've used this also. This is a nice, valuable tool to have when doing zippers or having to sew close up to something. So, all right, so that's what those feet are. The little box also would have contained a key for your case. And this, by the way, is kind of like a skeleton key. This key goes in all 221 cases other than the 222. The 222 cases from Europe have a different thing, but it's pretty universal. And then it would have also come with original bobbins. So 5 original bobbins. So that's what would have come with your Featherweight back in the day. Now, the reason, go high, sweetie, for me. The reason why I say this is all of these feet have nothing to do with the modern way that most quilters use the machine. So it is fun to have a complete machine and a complete accessory kit. But really, because I'm a quilter and a lot of quilters buy these machines, this doesn't help quilters out. We carry modern day accessories that go with the Featherweight. including a 1/4-inch foot, one without a guide and one with a guide. We also carry walking feet and darning feet for using with the quilting. So here's the one with the guide. I like the one without the guide myself because I do a lot of half square triangles, and the guide is only on the right side of the foot. So if you're jockeying on either side of a drawn line, then the guide doesn't really help you unless you're flipping your project 180 degrees. So anyway, that is what would have come with your machines. Yeah, I covered the oil, I covered the grease, I covered all that. Okay, so I thought I would show, I'm going to do this on the low camera real quick. Angel says, I have all of those feet. I just need a lesson on all of them. I've been asked many times to do a lesson or a class on the, can you go high and then we'll go low in a second, to do a lesson or a class on the various feet. Because I am not a sewist or a clothing constructor, I would have to learn how to use all of the feet first and then turn around and show you all, which I am very happy to do, but definitely wouldn't be considered like an expert level, unlike with the quilting stuff, which I would definitely consider myself an expert person on that. Okay, so you guys are funny. Okay, so go back to the lower camera. So let me show you how to thread this if you're that new to the club. Hi, Sandy Reese from Florida. So we're going to put the spool on, and then you go from the spool to what I call the hooky. I know it's a super technical term. Hook. And then we're going to go through the hamburger bun. This is a little backwards to do this. And pull up so that the take-up spring grabs the thread. And then I have this hooked. Whoa, how did I do that? Okay. So then through the tension discs, which kind of look like hamburger buns, I'm going to go through the take-up lever here. And then there's a thread guide that you can slide behind there. And another thread guide over the top of the needle, and then another thread guide here right on top of the needle. Now here is the tricky part. I'm not going to thread this because the machine is backwards and it's backwards for me to do this. The thread, the needle sits sideways, so the hole is sideways, not front to back, and it threads from the inside of the machine to the outside of the machine. This is very important. If you misthread this, it'll just keep unthreading itself. It actually won't stitch. So, good to know. Face I'm so happy with the feet, but on your site, officially the walking foot. Oh, good. Yay. Okay. So that is how you thread the machine. I'm going to grab, Ray, can you grab my school bell, which is the second one in? And I'm going to show you how to do the bobbin winding on my school bell. Yes, that one. All right, we're going to say goodbye to Rose for a moment. Hi, Kelly. All right. So here is my school bell. So you can see that there's this notch here on the front of this machine. This is a second production run ever, early 1934 machine. They were made a little differently after 35. They took the bobbin winder, this is called the school bell bobbin winder, they took it to the top decking of the machine. They actually had to recast the whole machine because there's a notch out of this aluminum body cavity in 1935 when they moved it to the top of the decking. So this is a little different. Thread always wants to go out to play. Exactly, Mary Fisher. I like that. So what you do to run the bobbin here is it's from the spool. Actually, I'm going to move this up just a bit there. From the spool to the hook, the hooky here. And when you're doing the school bell, you're just going to go right to left like so. Sometimes if I really want a nice tight wound on my bobbin thing, I will go over the top and then back up like so in order to have a little bit more pressure. A nicely tightly loaded bobbin you can load more thread on it. You don't have to change your bobbin out that often. But it also just makes for a cleaner stitch. So what you would do next is you would have a bobbin on here, which I don't have, so we're not going to do that. But you would make contact, press the bobbin winder to the belt of the machine, and then you are going to unseat the silver knob on the end so that it's loose. And then with your power cord plugged in, you would just simply press the foot pedal, and by disengaging this silver knob, you would have disengaged the head for moving, and you can just run the bobbin. So little word to the wise here. This is not like a modern machine in that it won't stop when it's done and it's full. It'll just keep going. Not that this has ever happened to me. It's totally happened to me. Where I just gunked all of this up a thread because I was busy talking to my friend and not paying attention to the fact that the bobbin was full. All right, so that is how you run the bobbin on the school bell. Can we go high for a sec? So Rachel on Facebook had a good question. She said, do you have the spool vertical when if ever do you use the horizontal spool holder? So that's a really good question, Rachel. Actually, I prefer to use a thread stand that sits behind the machine. It looks like this. It is made by Superior Thread, and we carry it on our website, and it does the exact same thing. I don't care for the spool, the thread holder that sits the thread like this, because what happens is it clamps on to your machined spool pin, and it puts sideways pressure on it as it's pulling the thread off of it. And this is a machined part, and once it starts to get wiggly and then eventually breaks off, you have to replace the whole top of the machine. You can't just replace this. It's a machined, it's a pressed part, so you can't repair just the spool pin. So so I prefer not to use the one that's on the side like this. I also know that there's one that is constructed and made that lives in the oil hole up here and acts like a spool, like a pole sticking out of the oil hole. That is not a part that fits on every featherweight. Believe it or not, was a lot of like tension changing in the size of these oil holes, and some of them it doesn't sit in there right. So in my opinion, the most tried and true, the best one is to have just the thread stand that sits behind the machine like so, and then for portability purposes, the arm folds down, and it's acrylic, which makes it nice and lightweight. Because I used to have a really super industrial metal one, and then it would just add to my weight set up on my portability factor. So there you go. That is how you run the bobbin, and that is how you thread the machine. I am super excited to get to know all of my new friends that have just recently received their featherweights for the first time. Obviously, these are new to us machines. They are not being manufactured anymore. They were made in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and through the end of the 60s. And that's it. There's no more featherweights. They made about 1.2 million featherweight, or 221s anyway, over the course of their manufacturing span. So there are still featherweights around that are plentiful and available if you're in the right place at the right time. COVID has really made it much more challenging to find a good deal on a machine anyway. And they've become harder and harder to get a hold of, just with the scarcity of any sewing machines, even modern sewing machines, because everybody is sewing, which makes my heart super happy. So that's amazing. Rachel, I hope that answered your question on the spool pin or on the vertical spool holder. If you guys have any other questions, by the way, next week, let me give you the rundown of the show for the next couple weeks. We are going to, do you have a school? I do not have a school bell for sale, Sue Ann. That is a rare beast to find. This is my Mary, so this is my school bell. But that school bells are a rare machine. Are you doing, Angel at the end, Angel on Facebook wants to know about doing a lesson on using the buttonholer. What we can do is, so this week was just some basics on threading and using the machine. and what would have come with the machines back in the day. Next week is cleaning the machines and the cases. The next week, I'm calling it, so that was 102. 103 is going to be oil and lubrication points. And then 104, which is the last Monday of the month, I'm going to answer all the other questions. There's a lot of, these machines are simple, but they're also a little fussy. And there's a couple little tips and tricks I want to give you to help navigate using your Featherweight moving forward. And I'm happy to look at the Buttonholer because I have used the Buttonholer, so that I would feel a little bit more confident talking about than, let's say, the pin tuck attachment. I haven't made a pin tuck. I have no idea. So we could do that, Angel. Jackie says, I found a 221 in Shipshewana, Indiana. Is that how you say that? That is an unusual name. He was looking for a gal that was born in 1955 like me. That's awesome. Well, congratulations, Jackie. I'm glad you found your machine. Oh, Elizabeth passed on the school bell. Oh, there was one available. Elizabeth, where was the school bell? You're also in Indiana, but I don't think, was it in Indiana? Anyway, they are very hard to find in no problem, Angel. In any condition, a school bell is worth between $800 and $1,000 in any condition, just because of its rarity. So this one, with it being in such nice shape and having like one of the most hypnotic stitches I've ever seen in my entire life, this one would go for more than that. But she's not for sale. Mary's staying in the collection. So. All right, hard to find. Would a school bell be easier in the Midwest? Maybe, Sue Ann, on YouTube. That's possible. Oh, it was in Indiana, Elizabeth? There was a school bell available in Indiana. You can widen, if you guys use Facebook Marketplace, you can widen your search outside of your immediate geographic area. And you can also click that if someone is willing to ship, it shows you things from all over the country. So, what is a reasonable price for 221 machines? Jenna on YouTube wants to know. So that is kind of a tough question. Our price as a dealership is more than what you would buy from a private seller because our machines come with a guarantee and a warranty, if you will. And I totally go through them and spend 4 or 5 hours getting them all cleaned and tuned and tensioned and all that fun stuff. But if you're buying from a private seller, you're assuming some risk. You pay less, obviously. So $300, $400, $500 potentially for a really nice, clean Featherweight from a private seller. But then you assume the risk because you have no idea. Obviously, the private seller probably has done nothing to it. You have no idea when the last time anything was done to it. So that's why you pay a little bit less on the front end in case you land up having to hire a specialty shop like me to get the machine in order. I talked to a friend today from Phoenix, and she picked up a Centennial for about $300. That's a fabulous price. But it has some issues with it, like the motor mount is wobbly and some other stuff, so it's going to land up having to go to my shop in Phoenix to get retrofitted and gone through. And so, but she only paid $300 on the front end. So even if she spends a couple $100 at the service shop getting it in order, she's still way better off. So it just kind of depends. The pricing thing is a little bit of a difficult question. I know, I'm not painting right now. Someone on Facebook is saying, if only you were painting. We're not painting machines right now. My husband's just too busy with his regular technology job and with COVID and all of the difficulty about getting equipment and paint and all of that. It's on a semi-permanent hiatus during the pandemic. So Kathleen in SoCal says, I'm the second owner of a 221 that was originally purchased in San Francisco in 1951. That is awesome. Jenna, I hope that was helpful. You're welcome. Oh, good. Rachel said she got a Centennial for about $300 on Goodwill. Goodwill's another site too, but you really do roll the dice with the Goodwill machines. I'm willing to pay money for the Goodwill machines because if they come through my shop, I can make them fully functioning and working. But just buyer beware on the Goodwill, the Craigslist, the eBay. I had some poor guy, this is probably about a year ago now, buy a machine for his granddaughter off of Etsy out of Ireland, and he paid $275 for a 221, and it showed up with no motor. No motor. The motor is the most expensive thing to replace on the Featherweight. So he ended up having to basically have me rebuild the whole thing. And it looked like it had been stored in a mud puddle. And I couldn't believe that it even sewed, but it did, which is a testament to these wonderful little machines. 98 cents. How it feels. Nice. That is, someone paid 98 cents in 1952. Nice, you guys. All right. Well, Minnie Mouse is killing me. I'm sorry, Sue Ann. She's a cute little machine. She doesn't stitch very fast. Does that make you feel any better? She's not my fastest machine. She's just my prettiest. All right, you guys. I've had you on for about 30 minutes, which is all I really wanted to do. Please tune in on Wednesday. I am super excited. Wednesday is kind of the pre-launch of the Winter Solstice Table Runner. We're going to be doing as a community, we're going to be doing a new Quilt As You Go projects on our Featherweight, and it's called Winter Solstice. It's a 10-week program that will run on Wednesdays. If you want to actually sew along with me, there's a nominal $15 entrance fee, which will be available on our website in the next 24 hours for you to sign up, and then you'll get the cutting instructions. But if you just want to tune in on Wednesdays, you can get the education for free and hang out with me in my group. Rose is a centennial. Yes, Joanne Keeney. The machine that I found this weekend is a 1951, born January 29th, 1951. She's pretty special. I bought it from her great-grandson. Yay! So Wednesday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 minutes before on Instagram for the pre-show. And then Friday, my favorite show of the week, we're going to be having our Sip and Sew, which is also from 4 to 5 Pacific Standard Time. And it is on YouTube and Facebook, again, 10 minutes before on Instagram as a pre-show. Yay! I am really looking forward to this next season with you. And I just want to thank all of my friends and fans online that have supported me and my tiny little business this past year. You are a blessing. You make my heart happy. And I'm so excited that we get to have more time together this year in 2021. I hope everybody has a great afternoon or rest of your evening anyway. And I'll see you on